Well, good evening. This is Larry. Um, Sorry I missed everybody this morning. I don't know what's going on there, but I decided I'd go ahead and record this thing so that we don't lose it, and that way you'll have the recorded part of it. You should have received the Professional Growth Academy PGA Week 4 Food for Thought, which is the discussion notes for tonight. And so I'm just going to go through those, and you can use this discussion to kind of fill out the form as you get to it. In week 1, we talked about changing your view and confidence in yourself. And we gave you some tips there on it. And the big thing is, how's that change your attitude about what you do and who you are? You know, our attitude is what determines what we have as an altitude. So we can only go as high as our attitude is. So if my attitude about myself is, I can't do this, or it's too big, or it's too overwhelming, and so on and so forth, then it makes it real easy to just sit down, give up on myself, and give up on my dreams and my hopes and my visions. So our whole purpose for this academy is to really change in the very early stages, change the way you view yourself so that you have a more confident um, feeling about what you do and the way you do it. Doesn't mean you're going to be an expert in everything. It doesn't mean that you have all of the answers. But what it does mean is that you're building that confidence, and at some point you will come to that place where you feel real comfortable about who you are and what you're doing. You know, we call it being comfortable in our own skin. So you are an independent agent. You are an educator, not a salesman. And so we want you to have the confidence to be able to look at that and say, man, I can do this. And it's going to be tough. I'm not going to try to sit here and tell you, man, just change your attitude and everything's going to be wonderful, because that's not what happens. So, but what it does do, it positions you to be able to see beyond the obstacles that are there for you. Because in week 2, we talked about the fact that big dreams, you know, having big dreams is common to entrepreneurs, business owners, as well as independent agents. And the one thing that all of them have in common is their heart. They have a heart to do things. They have a heart to accomplish things. They have that willingness to pay the price, for lack of a better term, to accomplish the things that they've got going on in them. What we're really talking about is, when we talk about that, is motivation. You know, we talk a lot about the difference between inspiration and motivation. And inspiration comes from two sources: inward out, inside out, or outside in. Outside in is the captive agent model. And we've talked about that's in the training that you got as you walk through this. And so this session is just supposed to be kind of a time for us to be able to just I would say, make some notes for ourselves and solidify some of the things we talked about and studied. So, you know, the inside out becomes, that's the motivation that comes from your heart. It's not what you hear from a speaker or a coach or a mentor. Those are important parts of it, and they have motivational skills for you. But the real value that makes the difference between entrepreneurs, business owners, and independent agents and others is that inspiration that comes from in you, in your heart. I believe in what I'm doing. I believe I can do this. I believe that my dreams, my visions, my desire to accomplish what I want to accomplish is real. It's not just real in theory, it is real in burning inside me. It's a passionate commitment to what you have said you want to accomplish yourself. So that's what we want you to do is take some time now, write down what motivates you. Is it people that talk to you? Or is it the accomplishments you do, even the little things? You know, one of the things that really motivates me, and I've seen it so many times, is in selling Medicare, to be able to sit down with a senior that has been bombarded, and you guys know that's happening. They get bombarded by all kinds of emails, all kinds of telephone calls and text messages and flyers and stuff. They're just bombarded consistently. and nothing ever really happens for them. But when you can sit down with that person and you can educate them and show them how they can maximize the benefit of the options they have, and they see all their options, and you see that glimmer that comes on in their eyes, there's your inspiration. Because that gives you that passion to go to the next person and say, man, I want to do that same thing for that person. So make some notes on what you need to be doing to motivate yourself because you're inspired by a dream. Then, of course, in week 3, we talked about momentum. I use the analogy here of a merry-go-round. And we have to be consistent in what we do. One of the quotes I use in all this training is that Vince Lombardi says that winning isn't a sometimes thing, it's an all the time thing. You win every time, all the time. And that's what momentum is. You ever watched a football game? And I was watching a Netflix series called The Quarterbacks, and it's got 3 different quarterbacks on there. One of them, Kirk Cousins with the Minnesota Vikings. In a game, they were down 33 to or 36, something like that, to 3. They were down by 33 points going into the second half, and they came back and won that game. That's momentum. The momentum changed from that 15-minute halftime. Whatever happened in that room, nobody really knows except for the people that were in that room. So what's going to happen to change the momentum that you go through? It's not going to be what happens out in public, because that is the expression of that momentum. But you build that momentum within you. And it's kind of like on the analogy here in the discussion, guys, there's a merry-go-round called momentum. We all ride it in pursuit of our dreams. Now, you ever ridden a merry-go-round? It stops every once in a while, and all the riders get off. Sometimes the riders don't get off. Some of them stay on for another ride. Then the merry-go-rounds have to start up again. They have to build up its speed in order to entertain the riders. And that's sometimes what happens to us. We start and stop, start and stop. We do it for a little while, then we stop. And do this for a while, we stop there. And we don't keep that consistent momentum going forward towards that goal. And that's how that confidence plays, because that's what gives that confidence that we're trying to build for you and help you create in yourself, that changes that attitude. That's what gives you that momentum to be able to stay on that ride and keep going around and keep going around without having to start and stop, start and stop. That's how you get whiplash. Okay. So take some time, make some notes to yourself about how are you going to do that? How are you going to create and keep that momentum going as you pursue your own dreams and visions? We don't tell you what to do. We don't tell you how to do it. We can tell you how to do it, but we don't tell you what to sell and how much of it to sell. We show you a vision and inspiration of this is what's potential. That's what the now and then training was about, that you'll go through. Take a look at that. That's week 1 in our training. You can find that on the website in our agent portal, in the training, in the agent multi-product line training there. Now and then, where do you want to go? That's the momentum. How are you going to get there? That's that momentum. I'm going to be on this ride and I'm going to keep on going. So in conclusion, what I wanted to say to you is that these 3 weeks, weekly messages, been prepared to begin a journey. See, this is a journey of building your confidence. And every time you do something, you get a little more confidence. I remember when I was a teenager, I was a baseball player, and I was a good catcher, an all-star catcher, and had a lot of accolades. But I had a rocket arm. And so I had very little stolen bases. People couldn't steal bases on me because I could throw them out pretty easily. And I had a great coach. He ended up being one of the first coach of what is now the Houston Astros. At that time, they were called the Houston Colt 45s. And Coach told me one day, said, "You got such a good arm. I think we need to try you out as a pitcher." And so they started me in a game. I had no momentum, man. I had a fastball, but it had no movement on it. It just went straight down the middle. And I struck the first batter out, man. I'm thinking, man, I got this. This is good. I'm going to be great. And then and I watched him talk to the next batter, and I thought, I had no problem, man, because I throw this ball so hard and they can't nobody hit it. And he got up there. And apparently, what the guy told him, he says, the ball's not going to move. Just get it in your sight, swing the bat easy, and see what happens. So I got one out in the first inning. When Coach came out to get me and pull me out as a pitcher, still in the first inning, one out, they had us down 13-0. Obviously, they were the visiting team. So my career pitching ended timely because it wasn't right for me. That wasn't what I do. So find what it is that you can do and build your confidence around that. It didn't shatter my confidence about being a catcher. I loved it. But it just said I couldn't be a pitcher. Sometimes we try to do things that we really can't be, that we really can't accomplish anything yet. But if we would just focus on, man, this is what my dream is. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to accomplish. And here's how I'm going to do it. Many agents never overcome these insecurities and consequently live their entire life in captivity to someone else's dreams of success. And, we don't have to live that way. The confidence built will allow you to overcome the insecurity most of us face in pursuing the life of an independent agent. And that insecurity is not unique to any one of you guys that are listening to this training and participating in it. It's common to all of us. And the guys that are successful, wildly successful, are the ones who can overcome that and see that they can rise, they can confidently face those insecurities, and consequently live. They don't live in a captive environment to someone else's dreams, building something for someone else. And 20 years from now, I have to walk away from it because it belongs to someone else. So what we want to do is help you build that confidence. We are here as a team, whatever we need to do to help you with that. You've got your market leaders are here to help you with that, whatever it takes. That's what we're going to do to help you become confident in yourself, not arrogant, confident. I've always said this, the difference between a confident person and an arrogant person. The arrogant person thinks they know everything about everything when they really don't know too much about anything. But a confident person knows what he doesn't know, and he knows how to find that answer. So we want you to have that confidence to be able to look at whatever you face and be able to say in yourself, I know how to find that answer. That might be call Larry, might be call Renee, might be call, your market leader. It might be call another teammate who is your peer, but is pretty confident in himself, and you can engage him or her. And between the two of you, you can come up with a confident plan for you that will get you where you want to go. So that's kind of the summation. Now, it went quicker because we didn't have the discussion here, but you can have those discussions one-on-one with another agent. You can call me. We can walk through this and have those conversations, whatever we need to do to help you build that confidence. In the meantime, be blessed. Get ready. AEP is here. It's almost here. And right now, here in July, the end of July and August, this is when you need to be doing your AHIP. This is when you need to be doing all the certifications. Get all those things done so that come the 1st of October, it's like get on the train and ride, and let's ride this thing to success. And you don't have to worry about all that stuff. It's all behind you, and now you can focus on building your momentum and walking through this AEP with that momentum and be wildly successful in it. God bless you tonight, and thank you for listening. Again, this will be posted on our website, so you'll be able to go out there and get this, pull it down, and walk yourself through it. or you can set up a time. You can go out and find a time on my calendar and put your time in there, or request a time that works for you, and we can work on that from there. So I want to say God bless you. It's been nice being with you, and I would ask you, let me see how I cut this thing off here.